as well as training time, as we always have new people in turnover.
How voice technology supports lean principles. Well, joining us to speak about that today is Crystal Welker, Vice President of Solutions Design and Continuous Improvement at Genco ATC. Crystal, welcome.
Thank you, Russell.
Crystal, I know that Genco has been a valuable client of Vocalec for a number of years now, but before that relationship began, I'd like for us to focus on the business challenges that you faced at that time. How would you characterize them?
Being a 3PL, we have a lot of labor where we're doing picking, case picking, each picking, pallet picking, and our business environment was, how can we make that as accurate as we can make it? How can we make it as productive and as quick as we can make it, and how can I make it a standard process all the time?
This was a manual process that you were
We've
going
had a couple
through
versions. We've had manual paper, we had RFs, and I also use many different WMS systems. So we have a lot of different processes going on. So as we started to go down the path with continuous improvement and we started looking at lean principles, one of the keys to lean is the elimination of waste. And if you look at the 8 types of waste, transportation, motion, waiting, voice technology, when I do the process mapping for my case picking areas or my each picking areas, voice technology helped me reduce or eliminate about 5 or 6 of those waste activities. And so in the end, that allows me to reduce waste, it allows me to increase accuracy, and it allows me to make a very stable process.
So clearly productivity, accuracy, these sorts of things, waste, all of these were very serious issues for you that you were looking to eliminate or to reduce.
Correct, as well as training time. As we always have new people in turnover, training time can be short or long, and the longer it is, the less focus and the less money we get when we're trying to make money.
I want to turn to the decision-making process, though, for choosing voice technology. What was your thinking then as to why that would be the avenue that you should proceed down to solve or to address those problems? So
in the warehouses that we manage, we pick a lot of cases. I don't pick enough cases to make automation work. I also work in a 3PL, so having a very fixed kind of asset like conveyors or sorting technology is more difficult to do because we need to be flexible and be able to move warehouses and locations as transportation and as different assets change. So this is a very flexible technology. Vocalec also had a couple of different interfaces, so allowed me to interface with many of my WMS systems. So I was looking for a system that I could take across several different warehouse management systems and keep kind of the similar processes, even if I have some different interfaces. It also has several different, in addition to just selection, has a couple of addition, put away, and replenish, and some additional streams that we're looking at as well. So it became flexible across the whole warehouse. It's mobile, I can share it across shifts. It just was a very overall cost-effective technology to use.
You mentioned flexibility, and clearly this technology is that. Sometimes humans are a little bit less flexible than we would like. Anytime you introduce a new technology into the workplace, there can be some resistance. And I'm just curious, how did your workforce take to the use of this new technology?
So we did have a lot of pickers, right, who sometimes were resistant. They liked having their paper and looking at the process and what they were doing. So kind of the way we really overcame it is we got several of them involved in the designing process. We brought them in as we were doing the pilots, as we were looking at the process, as we were saying, how does this technology look? We tried it with a couple of them for about a week, and then they had input to say, this isn't working, can you change this, can you change this? So we constantly had that feedback back and forth of, yes, we like it, here's what we could do better, can you help us with this? And just that whole buy-in and the whole process helped them so that in the end, it was a much better environment for them.
So it was important that they actually become owners of that process to
Correct.
some extent.
Correct.
I'm curious, any other hiccups, if you will, in the implementation process? How did that go?
The implementation went okay. It's different at different sites. We have it implemented in about 8 different facilities at the moment. Some things that were challenging were voice recognition. Sometimes was not as optimal as what we'd like, and so we learned ways to work around that. The expectations of some of the managers were that it would work 100% the very first time we tried it out, and so I had to manage some expectations to say any new technology, anytime we do a new process, we have to go through the steps of, doing it, trying it. We know it probably won't be 100% the first time, but within a couple weeks we make some tweaks and it gets better. So just that managing that expectations.
You know, it occurs to me now that any viewer of this video might say, all right, I think I'm very interested, but what's going to make the sale for me is for Crystal to be able to list for me the benefits that have flowed from the use of this technology. So I don't know if you can give us a laundry list, but how would you characterize the benefits of it?
So the benefits that we see, I see productivity increase. So over paper, I see about 10%. Over my RFs, I've seen 15 to 20%. I've seen accuracy increases. I've seen process stability and standardization. So I have one facility that saved over $2 million because they were able to standardize their process, and now their accuracy is extremely good. I've seen reduced training time. I have a lot of temps that come in on seasonal points, and now I can get them up to speed much faster.
Any other benefits you care to mention?
So another one that I'm finding is a very useful benefit of Vocalect is that they have 3 different interfaces. So I interface with about 25 WMS systems across many of my DCs. And some of them I have a voice direct interface, some of them I have a middleware. Oftentimes I can't get the customer to help support my IT efforts that I need. So recently they've come up with a new, it's called Voice Express, which I can introduce into my warehouse without needing the support of their IT group. So it's now opening additional avenues and additional ways for me to implement voice when it's tough to get resources from our customer. And then the other benefit that I was thinking about is in terms of the language. So, we have many different language speaking, teammates in our warehouses, and voice makes it easy. So oftentimes we will use English, but they can still repeat back in their native language. And so it's an easy implementation and training for them across many different languages as well.
What I'm hearing is that it's easy, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
Crystal, I know you're busy, but you found time to meet with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russell.
That's Crystal Welker, Genco ATC, and speaking with us about the uses of voice technology at Genco. Thank you very much for watching.